Hello, popcorn junkies. Welcome to a little bit of an escape, a little bit of fantasy, a little bit of sci-fi, an opportunity to just get away from, oh no, we can't get away from the massive iniquities, the rebellion, our attempts to shake ourselves free from the shackles of tyranny, because we're going towards Star Wars. And actually, Star Wars is one of those curious kind of franchises where the underdogs, the disenfranchised, the put upon, the tortured, when they resist, they're called the rebellion. When they resist in Star Wars, we cheer them on. Resistance makes sense. Resistance is the thing. Resistance is a right. Resistance is good. So I want to give Star Wars a pass because actually I think the entire Star Wars franchise legitimizes Palestinians' right to self-defense. Sorry, I've got political. I was coming here for escape, but you can't. Art is political. Even The Mandalorian and Grogu. Though I have to confess, probably of all the Star Wars films ever to be made, this is the trailer for the forthcoming new one. This is perhaps, maybe, possibly, the least political Star Wars ever gets. I've seen a teaser for this. I've responded to the teaser. There was another teaser during the Super Bowl, which was very snowy, but it looked very shit, if I'm brutally honest. I think the thing we have to remind ourselves fully regarding Star Wars is the original genesis, the original idea was designed for 11-year-olds. Unless you have got your 11-year-old head screwed on, it's too easy for someone of my age, the original Star Wars generation, to kind of, sort of leer in on a latest iteration and go, well, that's not really very Star Wars, is it? But there are some things that make a good Star Wars film that I think you can hold on to. I think you can hold on to these aspects in the modern age. Some of those are real effects, real props, battered realism, three-dimensional reality rather than, using actual kind of sets and props and replicas and made tangible physical things rather than everything being CGI'd. And I think sometimes best to shoot in real locations that you maybe green screen some of it, but not all of it, so that it ends up feeling like it's just been shot on a sound stage with CGI in the background. I'm not a massive fan of Jon Favreau, the guy who's taken control of The Mandalorian. I enjoyed the first series of The Mandalorian, and then with each iteration afterwards, it became more and more boring and more of the same, and more of, allegedly, Pedro Pascal under a helmet wandering through sandy deserts on Tatooine and various other planets. I love Grogu. There's nothing to not like about Grogu. I mean, Grogu is just beautiful. I have a Grog. I've got so many Grogus, but I can't actually see a single Grogu around me. So I'm up for Baby Yoda. What they have done, this is Kathleen Kennedy's parting shot, is they've left a good chunk of time between the last Star Wars and the latest iteration of Star Wars. And I think that's a very sensible thing, because I think regardless of how shit this new one might be, and maybe it isn't, who knows, there's going to be people are going to be pregnant with the possibilities of what this could be, and people will want their fix and will want to see that kind of, the scroller of where we're at going off into space. We'll want to hear the music, we want to hear the sound effects and all that kind of stuff. So I think we've missed it for long enough that in itself might make this a massive stonking hit. I just hope it's not too infantile, because although the original films were made for 11-year-olds, 11-year-olds aren't infants. 11-year-olds can be quite sophisticated. So, without further ado, let's check out The Mandalorian and Grogu. See? I've got the wibble wobbles. Oh, yeah. All the sounds.
Hey, never touch the buttons. I can use some information.
Whoa, for this price, I'll tell you whatever you want.
I'm looking for a hut.
Close for the night. Thank you.
Gangsters. War criminals.
Long live the Empire.
We'll take out every bad guy in your deck of cards.
Ooh. Shot in the leg. Ooh.
This isn't about revenge.
Sigourney.
It's about preventing another war.
Strap in.
Oh, yeah.
You will suffer.
Oh.
into harm's way. Check your armor. The kid will live centuries beyond me. I won't always be around to protect him.
Are you scared? You should be.
Do we run? Or do we fight?
I like this kid.
What are you waiting for? Let's save the rest for after dinner.
Hang on a minute. A memory is just broken. What was that blue sweet that he was eating? Wasn't there back in the 70s a blue biscuit? A blue Star Wars biscuit? That's just taken me back. I'm sure there was. Anyway, let's just unpack it. Lots of Pedro Pascal's face, which is nice. That means we're getting, it's not Pedro Pascal light, it's not a con, it's not some other Burke in a suit. I'm sure that is the case some of the time. I mean, the problem with Grogu is also the virtue of Grogu. He's incredibly sweet, but he is inherently infantile. I mean, Yoda had the kind of shtick of being old and creaky and wise, and he was kind of cringe and a bit silly too. But his age kind of carried him. The youth of Grogu means that most scenes he's in are silly. And we can always do silly. And silly is part of Star Wars. I'll tell you where I got a little bit concerned. I really liked him going up to the kind of noodle bar or the kind of coffee stall, putting his coin down, saying he wants, do you know where a hut is, as in Jabba the Hutt or one of the huts. When the creature with the 4 arms making the coffee pulled the shutter down, here's the difference between modern Star Wars and the Star Wars of yore, is that older Star Wars would have had they'd have built the costume and he wouldn't have moved so swiftly. He looked too animated. He responded too quickly. And so it didn't look authentic. And I think that's the problem again for me with Jabba the Hutt. You've got Jabba and you've got Mrs. Jabba. Is it Jibaba and Jabba? Anyway, you've got all the sounds. You've got all of the setups. You've got beautiful sets. You got shooting stormtroopers in the legs. You've got Sigourney Weaver in there, for fuck's sake. What's she doing there from Alien, from Ghostbusters? It's always so nice to see her face. It's so familiar. It's so sci-fi. We've got all the silliness. We've got going into hyperspeed or ultra speed. I don't know what the terminology is. I love all that shit. Pedro looking like his face had been actually CGI'd into the trailer, if I'm brutally honest. It didn't look like he was there. But nice to see Pedro, an interesting and compelling villain with the kind of frisbee on the head. All the other little characters are in there. I'm not feeling the battered realism. I'm not feeling the kind of 3-dimensional puppetry animatronic aspect. I wish there was a bit more of that rather than it all just being created in AI. I love being back in the swamp and then being scooped out of the water. We've got another hut. Is it Jabba the Hutt or a young Jabba the Hutt fighting? You know what? And there's a kind of white serpent type thing. There's a lot to like in there. Baby Greedo, fucking hell, Baby Greedo. Does he shoot first, not shoot first, or does he just fire his pacifier out first? I don't know. That was really cute. A lot to like in there. It's obviously playing for laughs as much as playing for, you know, whatever the Star Wars kind of, where does this slot into the Star Wars timeline? I'm sure it all makes sense. Yeah, and the graphic, the title graphic, clearly telegraphing to us the fact that this is comic book Saturday morning silliness. And I think that's what it looks like. It looks like great fun. I'm up for my fix of Star Wars, even at the age of 55.